Hi everybody, Red Hill Eagle here. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 25, I think, of A Broken Heart, WCW1998. It's time for Nitro. It's Monday, week 4 of May. This is the go-home show before Slamboree. So at the end of this episode, there will be the match, the match card. There will be the pay-per-view card for matches that are taking place, and you will have an opportunity to put in the comments below your predictions. But we kick off this show with a pre-show match. Eddie Guerrero taking on Sean Morley. This was just to get Guerrero a match. Probably going to have to start utilising pre-show matches a lot more often, I think, depending on who's on the show, really. There's just so many people I want to get over. And I know I spoke about possibly increasing the time of Nitro. I don't know. I don't really want to, but it might be something I have to do. But anyway, let's get on with this one. It's Guerrero getting the win, of course, in 14 minutes 31 by pinfall with a frog splash, rating of 56. And then another pre-show match, rating of 70. Do you know what? I'm really pleased with this because at least 3 of these guys, possibly, actually no, I think it is 3 of them, are unimportant. So we have got the Giant teaming with Los Locos, taking on Bam Bam Bigelow and Right and Dandy. So yeah, I think Rey Mysterio is recognisable, and obviously the Giant and Bam Bam are stars, but everyone else is unimportant. So I wanted to give some more unimportant guys a boost, particularly in the tag team division. It won't be much of a boost because it's pre-show, but hey, that's a really decent match, so they might get something from it. So we had decent wrestling, but little heat, or didn't have much heat. The Giant and Los Locos defeated Bam Bam Bigelow and Right and Dandy in 13 minutes 47 when Rey Mysterio Jr. pinned Alex Wright with Mysterio... What's that? A Mysteriorana. Okay, I hope I've said that right. So Bam Bam Bigelow was head and shoulders above everyone else. Alex Wright was the weak link. Not so much surprised about Alex Wright, but the Bam Bam Bigelow, I mean, I guess really it would have been between him and the Giant as to who the best performer was. But to say he was head and shoulders, I mean, let's have a look at this, because Rey Mysterio had a 72, Bam Bam Bigelow an 81. He's going places. Right, let's get into the show proper. An 87 rating as Randy Savage cuts a promo on Chris Jericho, but he also mentions Lex Luger, the fact that Lex Luger is sort of feuding with his friend Bret Hart at the moment, and sort of getting involved a little bit where he shouldn't, and getting a bit physical with Bret, outside of the ring. But then Lex Luger comes out and he makes a challenge for tonight. Of course, Randy Savage accepts that. So our main event is going to be Randy Savage against Lex Luger. Again, just something a little bit different. We've not had that match yet. So we've just put Chris Jericho in there. Maybe Chris Jericho sort of comes out, shows his face, but Lex sort of got in there first. So yeah, rating of 87, good start. And then Jericho has a match. He takes on Prince Iaukea, rating of 66. Nothing particularly special, but he absolutely smashes him in 3 minutes 28. And he gets the win by submission with the Lion Tamer, rating of 66. We also had here Randy Savage stayed ringside. Obviously, just had a promo. Chris Jericho's come out. Chris Jericho's got his match. And so Randy Savage decided to stay ringside. And then post-match, Randy Savage is there, and he's just standing there really. But Chris Jericho gets on the mic, and he starts cutting a promo on Savage. And then he says, Savage, I know you're already probably caught up in some sort of action at Slamboree. I know there's an announcement tonight, so I won't be able to get my hands on you. I mean, realistically, Chris Jericho's relieved, right? But he does make an open challenge. He says, but I think I can take on anyone on this roster. I'm making an open challenge now. And Diamond Dallas Page appears. This was just to sort of get the announcement out there that this is a match that we're going to have at Slamboree. Chris Jericho, Diamond Dallas Page. And that's a rating of 85. Mortis and Rav take on Glacier and Rex King. So just one of our tag teams that we're hoping just to get over. Taking on 2 jobbers, rating of 56. Terrible match, but Mortis and Rav get the win in 7 minutes 44 when Rav pinned Rex King with a meltdown. Mortis carried the match, so what did he get? 60. It's not great, but yeah, it was way above everybody else, really. So then, Gorilla Monsoon, yes, this is where we have the announcement. So some of the backstage probably knew about it. Chris Jericho certainly had an idea. He announces that there will be a tag team match at Slamboree. Bret Hart will team with Randy Savage, so 2 members of the Alliance will take on Lex Luger and a mystery partner. And Lex Luger, he's got a rough idea who he wants, but we're going to have to wait and see who that is. Rating of 68. The Demon takes on Rick Steiner. Just wanted to give Rick Steiner a solo victory, really. We've been using him as a bit of a spare part in the tag team division after Scott Steiner's injury. I don't want Rick Steiner to... I mean, I'm not looking at pushing him. Not hard, anyway. But I don't want him to be forgotten about either. And I just thought, give him a singles victory. And he gets it here in 6 minutes 36 by pinfall with a diving bulldog. Yeah, rating of 61, which actually isn't completely awful. Gene Okerlund interviews Sting and cuts a promo on Hogan. And then, of course, Hogan comes out. So we've got Sting against Hogan at Slamboree. He's defending the world title. Hogan hoping that this time he can cut the mustard and take that belt from Sting. And this gets a rating of 96. So yeah, Hogan appears. He appears on his own, not with the rest of the NWO. And they just argue and sort of cut promos on each other. But 96 is fantastic. Gaining heat on that storyline as well. Booker T takes on Sid Vicious and a 71 rated match. I'm pleased with that. Just wanted to get Booker T on the card. We don't really use him as much as I should be, but I mean, I've said it, like at the beginning of the episode, so many guys I want to be using, just not enough time. So yeah, kind of try to rotate them for each show, but then when it actually comes to booking a show, I can hardly remember who I've used last week. I know I can go back and look, but hey, I'm lazy. But yeah, Booker T gets the win here in 14 minutes 21. And Sid Vicious was disqualified after Eddie Guerrero ran in and attacked Booker T. So Booker T will get something from this. He'll get some sort of pop. Obviously, he was helped. Well, I mean, it's only a DQ victory, but it was helped getting the victory. But obviously, not happy that Eddie Guerrero has come in and obviously attacked Booker T. So yeah, well, that's just developing that storyline there as well, and it does gain heat. Ted DiBiase is with Rob Van Dam backstage, and DiBiase's got some massive news for his client, RVD. Rob, I have secured you a US title match at Slamboree. You will be taking on Kurt Hennig for the United States title. So we've not really, we've not done any build up to this whatsoever, but I thought, what a really decent match I think that might be at Slamboree. So I wanted to pair them up. Now, I know you guys are doing your predictions at the end, but I want you to think, would I put that belt on RVD this soon? Maybe. The Dudley Boys make their debut in WCW. So last week we had an announcement that there would be a new tag team making their debut, and it is the Dudley Boys. Yep, signed them from ECW. Again, want to sort of enhance this tag team division. They are both unimportant, but I don't think I'd have too many problems getting them over relatively quickly. So, use them, give them victories. They take on Bart Sawyer and Saturn. So we don't get the penalty about too many jobbers, because one of these at least isn't a jobber, and that's Saturn. He's recognisable. But it was terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Dudley Boys defeated Bart Sawyer and Saturn in 6 minutes 43 when Bubba Ray Dudley pinned Bart Sawyer with a Dudley death drop. 52, not too bad really, bearing in mind, as I say, they're all very low down the card. And then we've got a taped angle. It's Bam Bam Bigelow and the Giant, and it's just a feud recap video. Didn't want to do anything too much, and I know I used these guys on the pre-show, but came sort of to the end of booking this show, and there was just that storyline that I thought I need to develop it. I need to put something in the main show. Yeah, sure, it's not much, but it has gained heat, so yeah, pleased with that one. So Gorilla Monsoon announces a couple more matches for Slamboree, or tell lies, only announcing one here. The Faces of Fear will defend the tag team titles against Totally Cool. So that's Meng and the Barbarian, and they will take on Jim Neidhart and Disco Inferno for the championships at Slamboree. It's only a rating of 55, but nothing really going on. And again, tag teams, so low down the card. Chris Benoit takes on Scott Hall. Rating of 64. Don't want to dwell on this match too much. We wanted to give Scott Hall a victory, and Chris Benoit was just kind of like in the right position for us to do that. And I'm, as you know, not looking at pushing Chris Benoit. So good heat, decent wrestling. Scott Hall got the win in 10 minutes 29 by pinfall with an outsider's edge. Good score for Scott Hall as well there, 72. Goldberg cuts a self promo. Again, another guy that I just struggled to find to put on this card. You know, we don't want him to wrestle every week. We did do for a while, but yeah. But he should still get on the card, you know, sort of somewhere. So yeah, rating of 80 as well for this self promo. I wouldn't have put him down as a great entertainer, but I think his skills are actually half decent. It's our main event, rating of 72. So we had Lex Luger getting the win against Randy Savage in 15 minutes 6 seconds by pinfall with a fast roll up. Might have hoped for a little bit more. Neither of these are major stars, so maybe that dinged it a little bit. We did have, and it hasn't shown it here. We did. It may well have been my mistake. I'm not going to look in case it was, but the intention was to have Buff Bagwell come out and interfere on Randy Savage, just kind of announcing the fact that it's Buff Bagwell who will team up with Lex Luger. So totally buffed. Are they back or is it just a one-off? Yeah, 72, main event. And then there's sort of a mass brawl afterwards. So Bret Hart's come out to help Savage with Buff. And then, of course, Chris Jericho comes out. He wants a piece of Savage as well. And yeah, mass brawl to end the show. Rating of 67. Let's see what we get overall. 79. I'm pleased with that. We're not getting the penalty now for the storylines. We could have gained more popularity in Canada, but there's an issue with the limited number of viewers. Okay, well we can look at that. 79 I'm pleased with. I do want to go backstage and just show you a couple of little bits, and then of course we've got the card for Slamboree. Okay, quick look at the emails then, provided I don't show you any spoilers. Rey Mysterio has no charisma, according to Goldberg. Scott Hall's causing rifts. You know, we're getting a little bit of this backstage. So Tony Schiavone has similar intention with Wrath, and James Vandenberg has similar intention with Wrath. Okay, and then WCW viewing figures. But things are certainly looking better now. We're sort of getting the scores now for Nitro. So yeah, backstage, I just wanted to have a look at the storylines actually, and just sort of show you where we are, because we were getting that penalty for a long time. So Collision Course, Bam Bam Bigelow and the Giant is now sitting at 70, 56 for the tag team contenders. Haven't really done much with it, in all honesty. I mean, I can't see it ever getting hot, but yeah, it needs to do a little bit more with it, really. Tail Between Your Legs, Savage and Chris Jericho, 73. Might have hoped for a little bit more. I mean, there's a couple of 60s ratings there that have probably knocked it down, but most of them, look, late 70s and into the high 80s. Okay, the Narrowing World Order, this has sort of been our main storyline, 85. The Streak, that's still down as unknown. I don't get it. Do we need to have two major stars? Because I'm sure I did a bit of reading up on this, and there was nothing screaming out at me. Why is that still unknown? Okay, The Wrong Man, this was Diamond Dallas Page and Sid Vicious. Again, I haven't really done much with this. Probably need to do a little bit more. We obviously have DDP having a match at Slamboree. So yeah, I'll probably fit Sid Vicious into it somewhere. I have to see. I don't know yet. Who Loves Your Baby? This is the Lex Luger Bret Hart, 71. And you humiliate me, you humiliate my brother, you humiliate me. It's a tongue twister. Booker T and Eddie Guerrero, essentially, with Stevie Ray, 69. So yeah, we've got a few above 65 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've actually got 6 above 65. So over the moon at that, considering we were getting that storyline penalty for so long. Okay, quick look at the roster. This is pre-pay-per-view. any differences, any changes. We've still got Jericho up there in the major star, which is great to see. Bam Bam Bigelow, I don't think he's going to be far off. Booker T's now a star. He was only well known. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good, actually. Probably still some more unimportant. I'd like to get into the recognisable category. We did have La Parker drop down again into unimportant, but he's right on the cusp. I mean, to be honest, another couple of victories and he'll sort of be solid recognisable, I think. So yeah, that's it. Let's move over then, and I will show you the card for Slamboree. Slamboree 1998. The World Heavyweight title's on the line as champion Sting takes on Hollywood Hogan. The United States Heavyweight title's on the line as Kurt Hennig faces Rob Van Dam. And the Tag Team Championships, Faces of Fear take on Totally Cool. I seem to have missed the V out between those two teams, but you get the idea. The Outsiders take on Jim Duggan and Rick Steiner. That's just to get the Outsiders on the card, really. There hasn't even been an announcement of this match. Didn't really know sort of where or how to fit it in, but that match will be taking place. Bret Hart and Randy Savage of the Alliance will take on Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell. I didn't actually write Totally Buffed because I don't know if they're going to become a thing again. We'll see. Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton take on Royal T. Chris Jericho takes on Diamond Dallas Page. And Bam Bam Bigelow takes on the Giants. They've been feuding for a few weeks. Booker T takes on Eddie Guerrero. They're another pair that have been feuding for a month or so. And Goldberg takes on Saturn. So a couple of free passes there, really, if you're going to do your predictions, and just pop them in the comments below. Yeah, a couple of matches there you can probably, guess a good 90% chance that you're going to be right. So, yeah, that's it. Put your predictions in the comments below. And I will see you all again soon. The next episode will be Slamboree. Take care. Goodbye.